this meeting to order. Continued meeting of the special town meeting, November 21, 1994, and announce that we have a quorum. I'll now call on Terry Evans to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, liberty, justice for all. Now I'd ask our head teller, Arthur Shapiro, to call his tellers down to be sworn. Garen Bresnick, David Foster, Roe Beaton, Harold Gates, Richard Damaris, and Bill Cassie. And what's wrong with the rest of you out there? Do you and each of you swear to carefully count and honestly report the person in the section of the hall assigned to you? I do. Thank you. I've been asked to make a couple of announcements of coming events. On Thanksgiving morning at the high school from 8 to 9:30, there will be a breakfast immediately preceding the Ashland Hopkinton football game. It's $4 and then go right out and cheer for the football team, sponsored by the high school hockey team. On November 30th through December 9th, the Anne Frank traveling exhibit will be in Ashland from New York, actually coming here from Oregon. It's open to all people who attend the high school production of the Diary of Anne Frank, and open to the public on December 8th and 9th. On the evening of December 8th, there will be a speaker from Amsterdam, a Holocaust rescuer who knew Otto Frank. Tickets are $1 and may be obtained at the high school, at the public library, or from any PTO board member. When last we met, we had but one article, Article 24, on the table, and I would accept a motion to take Article 24 from the table. May I have that motion? And the second? All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. All those opposed, no. And we will proceed to Article 24. To see if the town will vote to amend the Ashland Code by deleting therefrom Section 282.43, Water Supply Protection District in its entirety, and substituting in lieu thereof a new Section 282.43, which I will not read. I'll ask Steve Crillon to summarize for us. I have been given a substitute motion from the planning board with regard to Section H, the permit fee section only, which I will read because it's short. Section 8, permit fee. A fee shall be collected by the SPGA on the date of the hearing, such fees to be determined by the SPGA based upon the relative complexity of the project and the proposed scope of work. Said fee schedule shall reflect the cost of administration and management of the permitting process and shall be placed on file with the town clerk. The fee schedule may be amended from time to time by the SPGA. The Finance Committee recommends acceptance of Article 24. And I'll call upon Steve Crillon. Steve.
Just for the record, November
Steve, can you take a microphone?
On November 15th, the Planning Board held a duly posted and advertised hearing on the proposed groundwater protection bylaw. The hearing was posted twice in 2 newspapers, Middlesex News on October 27th and November 3rd, and the Ashland Tab on November 1st and November 8th. Mailing notices went to all abutting towns, the OCD, and the MAPC. These were returned via certified mail return receipts. A brief history: we have on the books a water supply protection bylaw. The basic difference between that and the one we have before you tonight is that the bylaw that was on the books was a drafted version from the Comprehensive Plan Committee's consultant land use. It was revised based on the comments from the Massachusetts Water Resources Authority. However, the Mass Water Resources Authority version was not strong enough for the Massachusetts Department of Environmental Protection. And in order to get some of the agreements with the Spring Street well online, a new version of this bylaw had to be adopted, which is what you have before you tonight. The basic changes are some simple ones: changing the title, adding language on the scope of authority, applicable activities, tightening the burden of proof for district delineation, adding permitted uses, expanding the definition of a recharge area into zone 1, 2, and 3, 6, rewording of prohibited uses, including restrictions on storage of liquid petroleum products and earth removal, 7, specifying special permit uses by performance standards and criteria for special permits, 8, adding wording on violations, and 9, adding wording on severability. Those are the basic changes. The other things that we can comment on is at the hearing there were 2 areas of concern. One dealt with the aquifer areas themselves. From the old plan, we had a 1,000-foot radius. This is now a half-mile radius. It's increased in terms of these areas. In addition, the Spring Street well area and the House Street areas have been mapped in terms of the Zone 1, Zone 2, and Zone 3. So those were the basic mapping changes. And in addition to that, there was a concern here about the number of the areas have increased. However, we have duly notified, according to law, all the appropriate agencies and posted it accordingly. And basically, the Planning Board's recommendation on the permit fees is that logistically it would be easier for the Planning Board to be the administrator of the fees on the permits rather than make the town clerk. So that's the reason for the substitute motion. So the recommendation is to approve the substitute motion.
Further discussion, Mr. Fabry.
Mr. Moderator, Michael Fabry, Finance Committee. With reference to the memo of November 21st, on the 3rd page, the text makes reference to subsection 292-43. I'm assuming that that's a typographical error, since the article makes reference to 282.43. I just wanted the record to reflect that, number one. And number two, the Finance Committee has voted to recommend approval of the proposed bylaw as amended.
Further discussion? In that case, I'd like to take 2 votes. First, a vote strictly on the amendment that has been proposed, which will be simply a majority vote. Then we'll vote on the entire article. Because this is a zoning article, it will require a 2/3 vote. So first, on the amendment offered by the Planning Board. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. And all those opposed, no. And that passes unanimously. And then we'll try a voice vote on the Finance Committee's recommendation of acceptance of the article as amended. All those in favor of the Finance Committee's recommendation for acceptance, please say aye. Aye. All those opposed, no. And that passes unanimously. 7th. Motion to dissolve this meeting, having dealt with all matters on the warrant. And a second. All those in favor? And all those opposed, no. And I thank you all for your attendance here tonight, for your attendance at all the meetings. Happy Thanksgiving, and this meeting is dissolved.